you
It's a
read.
request, ma'am. It's a request. It's not
That
a
is
probing
why
question.
I am reacting to your request because your request entails probing action already.
Opo, and if I may make this observation, ma'am, halos 20 po ang kinall out po ninyo na nagpo-probe, probing questions. I don't know if the committee can still continue with a hearing na hindi nakapagtanong ng probing questions without violating with the confining to the standards of a hearing without going to a full trial. Kasi halos 20
This
na.
is not a trial.
O nga, bakit puro probing questions ang ating tinanong? Halos 25 po yata
And
ang
that is
kinall out
why
ninyo.
we are preventing the
Opo.
justice members from raising or pursuing the probing questions.
Yes, ma'am. And if, I don't know if this is probing again, if I may be furnished a full accounting of who assisted the witness in preparing, drafting, or delivering this written testimony, and whether any party with an interest in the outcome of this proceeding was involved in that process.
I think that has been answered by Madriaga already during our clarificatory hearing.
And my final remark, Madam. Madam Chair, the impeachment of a sitting constitutional officer is among the gravest acts this House can perform. It must rest on a foundation of truth, verified, corroborated, and credible truth. A written account from a detained suspect containing sweeping and unverified allegations of
You are touching
assassination.
again on the credibility of the resource person. With all due respect, Honorable Marcoleta.
Madam Chair, I move to strike off from the records the remarks of Representative Marcoleta
There is a
pertaining to the
motion to
credibility
strike
of the
out from
witness.
the record pertaining to the statements pertaining to the credibility of the witness. Is there any second? Same has been seconded. Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Please strike out from the record all statements of the Honorable Marcoleta pertaining to the credibility of resource person Ramil Madriaga.
Baka po walang matira doon, Mama. Sana yung final lang kasi
Please
Wala nang-
understand
at
that
least the
issues
Filipino
concerning
people are watching kahit
credibility
na pina-strike out niyo yung mga
must be
statements ko.
raised in the trial
Ma'am,
and not in this clarificatory
when you were
hearing.
interviewed before the media, ma'am, sinabi nyo you're here to test the credibility
Please
of the
confine
witness.
your
Madam Chair,
manifestation
point of
to what
order.
is happening in this
Madam
proceeding.
Chair, point
The
of
Honorable
order.
Diaz Suarez.
Are you backpedaling?
The Honorable Marcoleta.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I take it to mean that despite the approval of the chair to allow Mr. Madriaga to leave the House premises, I'm still allowed to make a manifestation?
So long as
Regarding
it
the
is
witness.
relevant to the subject matter of this impeachment hearing.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam.
You may proceed.
Two manifestations, ma'am. Number one is to present public records as to the background of the witness. Just
So-
information about the witness.
If that pertains to the credibility of resource person Ramil Madriaga, I will have to prevent you. With all due respect, Honorable Marcoleta.
Not really about the credibility, ma'am, but about the character of the witness.
The character and the
identity
credibility
of
are
the
one and the
witness.
same.
Yes, ma'am, if I may be allowed.
And therefore, you are not allowed because character is credibility.
Ma'am, if I may clarify, prior to this hearing, I saw reports that you said that the purpose of this hearing is to test the credibility of Mr. Madriaga, but now we are now denying.
At least
The
with
objective of
respect
this
to the
hearing.
contents of the affidavit.
Affidavit.
So long as it is contained in the affidavit, then we are confined in the limitations of a clarificatory hearing.
So ang manifestation, ma'am, should be confined only to the
We can test the
directive of the chair.
credibility so long as it
Okay,
is
ma'am.
limited to the contents
ma'am.
of the affidavit.
Then I will go to the second manifestation.
Okay.
This is also regarding the affidavit itself.
Okay, you may proceed.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I have carefully reviewed the written testimony, and I am compelled as member of this House and as a representative of the Filipino people to formally place on the record observations that I believe this committee must confront before it receives, admits, or gives any weight to this document. The issues I will raise go not merely to credibility, but about the it is about the content of the affidavit itself. Number one, Madam Chair, I respectfully submit the following. Number one, the testimony is entirely uncorroborated and rests solely on the word of a detained criminal suspect.
You are touching on the credibility again.
Ma'am, but
And
this is about
please,
the this is about
It has
the
been
testimony.
amply discussed, Honorable Marcoleta, that even suspects are presumed innocent. Hindi pa po convicted si Ramil Madriaga, and he is entitled to that presumption. So let us refrain from making reference to the fact that he is detained in going against the contents of the affidavit.
Ano lang po ang pwede kong sabihin, ma'am?
Anything that is about,
Ang
that is
nangyayari kasi
contained
dito,
in the affidavit.
Madam Chair.
ang gusto lang pong mapakinggan dito kay kung ano lang naayon sa mga miyembro dito. Paano po yung mga
You
posisyon
are-
naman na nasa kabila?
You're making mention about the fact that he is a detainee because of your intention to question his credibility. As you have said,
Ma'am,
you want to
if I may be
tackle
allowed
his
to finish the
character.
statement, it's
Yes.
just, the one I mentioned is just a title. I'm not even going to the body of my manifestation, ma'am. Ano, title pa lang po ang sinasabi ko. I'm being prevented
All
na
right,
from
please
speaking.
proceed.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The written testimony makes sweeping and dramatic claims about alleged high-level private conversations between former President Rodrigo Duterte and others, including a purported agreement to use President Marcos merely as a political tool and unseat him by 2025, alleged plans to sabotage the administration of a sitting president, discussions about assassination by poisoning or other means, plans for a military coup and the siege of Malacanang Palace, and the witnesses' own alleged role in recruiting criminal syndicates, underworld gangs, and Mindanao mercenaries for a destabilization scheme. Madam Chairman, I ask this committee to carefully consider the following. Not a single one of these claims is supported by any document, any recording, any other named witness, or any contemporaneous written record of any kind. We are being asked to accept as evidence in a constitutional impeachment proceeding the bare and uncorroborated written recollections of a man
Parliamentary inquiry,
currently
Madam Chair.
detained for
There's a
kidnapping.
parliamentary inquiry,
for
Honorable
ransom.
Marcoleta, if I may
Parliamentary
interrupt.
inquiry, Madam Chair.
Yes, what's the
Madam Chair,
parliamentary
may I
inquiry?
know if member of this committee is allowed to make an observation?
A manifestation, ma'am, is tantamount to an
Honorable
observation.
Marcoleta, please allow the chair to answer. Non-members are allowed to manifest, but they cannot raise question, they cannot vote.
Thank you, ma'am. If I may continue po.
You may continue.
We are being asked to accept as evidence in a constitutional impeachment proceeding the bare and uncorroborated written recollections of a man currently detained for kidnap for ransom, a man whom the PNP anti-kidnapping group officially described as the leader of one of the most dangerous criminal syndicates in recent Philippine history. The standard of evidence in an ordinary criminal case already demands corroboration of testimony from interested or compromised witnesses. The standard in an impeachment proceeding, which carries the gravest of political and constitutional consequences, must demand no less and arguably demands far more. Number two, Madam Chair, the witness places himself as an active participant in the very conspiracy he described. Madam Chairman, I wish to draw the committee's attention to a point that I believe has not been sufficiently examined. This witness is not a passive observer of the events he describes. By his own written account, he is an active and willing participant in them. According to this written testimony, if I may read, Madam Chair, the witness claims he was personally consulted by the former President, Duterte, and offered strategic advice. He personally recommended the creation of a dedicated security unit for the Vice President and identified its headquarters. He claims he was given specific assignments to recruit civil groups, school clubs, fraternities, underworld criminal gangs, and syndicates as part of an alleged plan to destabilize the government. He describes having knowledge of and apparent proximity to discussions about assassinations, coups, and the assault of the presidential palace. Madam Chair, if we take this testimony at face value, then the man sitting before this committee is not merely a witness. He is, by his own admission, a co-conspirator in a criminal enterprise of the highest order. He is a man who claims to have knowingly participated in plots that, if true, would constitute rebellion, sedition, and conspiracy to commit murder among the gravest crimes under Philippine law. This raises a question that this committee cannot in good conscience ignore. Why is this self-confessed co-conspirator being presented here as a credible witness, rather than being investigated and prosecuted for the crimes he himself admits to participating in? And more importantly, has this witness been offered any form of immunity, protection, or accommodation in exchange for this testimony? If so, this committee and the Filipino people have an absolute right to know.
Ramil Madriaga stated earlier that his giving testimony to this committee is not in consideration of any offer coming from anyone.
I make a manifestation, Madam Chair.
The Honorable Chua.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, we are not accepting everything that Ramil Madriaga stated a while ago as gospel truth. We are here to make clarificatory question with respect to the affidavit that he executed. Now, that is for purposes of determination of probable cause. Now, the time will come, that is, pag papunta po tayo sa Senado, pag nagtuloy-tuloy na po sa trial, that is the time where we will test the credibility of the statement of the witness, which is Ramil Madriaga. There, during the hearing, pwede po siyang i-cross-examine ng mga abogado. At hindi po tayo ang magsasabi dito kung yung salita po niya ay totoo o hindi. Ang magsasabi po niyan ay yung mga senator judges na tatayong hukom sa Senado. Kaya ang trabaho lamang dito natin ay tingnan lang kung may probable cause. Kasi kung ang itetest na po natin yung credibility, that is already trial, Madam Chair. Kaya nga po kanina, lahat po ng mga miyembro, kung mapapansin po ninyo, halos nakatikim po ng objection sa ating Madam Chair dahil yung mga tanong po nila ay wala na sa affidavit at yun po ang tinatawag na probing question na. Kaya, Madam Chair, hindi po totoo na lahat po yun ay tinatanggap na po natin. Hindi po porke pinagbigyan natin si Ramil Madriaga na magsalita, ibig sabihin po, yun na ang katotohanan. Malalaman po natin ang katotohanan pagdating po sa Senado. Maraming salamat po.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chair.
Honorable De Lima, and then we go back to Honorable Marcoleta.
Gusto ko lang pong dagdagan yung sinabi ni Representative Chua. Ang parang pinakapunto po ni Representative Marcoleta is that kapag co-conspirator ka o kaya insider ka, may mga alam ka dahil kasama ka sa mga gumawa ng kung mga ano-ano, ay hindi ka nakapanipaniwala. May I again cite a jurisprudential rule, Napoles versus Sandigan Bayan, GR number 224162, November 7, 2017, the Supreme Court ruled that the mere fact that the whistleblowers were conspirators themselves does not automatically render their testimonies incredible and unreliable. Kasi alam niyo po yung mga insiders, sila yung may mga alam. We can recall also, we can point out also the cases of in the case against the former president before the ICC, sila Edgar Matobato, sila Arthur Las Cañas, these are co-conspirators, these are insiders, but their testimonies are considered by the prosecutors, and that's why they are the star witnesses, among the star witnesses in that case. So hindi po yan tamang argument na kapag na alam mo, meron kang alam, kasi we can see from the testimony, the totality of the testimony, the supplemental affidavit of Mr. Madriaga, that he's an insider, well-entrenched, maraming alam. And in fact, yung pagiging insider, that bolsters one's credibility more often than not. Bolsters one's credibility. But sabi nga ni Representative Chua, hindi naman ibig sabihin ay paniniwalaan na natin lahat ng sinasabi ni Mr. Madiaga. Kasi ang sinasabi nga po dito, against Tilly Napoles versus Sandigan Bayan, if it is shown that the statements of the conspirator are corroborated by other evidence, then we have convincing proof of veracity. Even if the confirmatory testimony only applies to some particulars, we can properly infer that the witness has told the truth in other respects. Nakita naman natin yung kanyang willingness na pabuksan yung kanyang bank accounts, yung mga dummy bank accounts. Kaya nga siya nag-issue ng waiver. So ibig sabihin, willing siya na mag-present ng corroborative evidence. Ganon din yung tinanong ko po kanina tungkol dun sa apat na mga individuals. Although yung isa po, sabi niya ay namayapa na po. So yung tatlo, pwede rin po mag-corroborate. But not in this particular stage. Pwede sa trial kung kailangan ng corroborative evidence. Thank you.
Honorable Marcoleta.
Opo, if I may continue, Madam Chair.
Yes, I hope you are listening also to their manifestations.
Yes, ma'am.
because
I
they
highly
are-
respect the opinion of
They
Congressman
are
De
in
Lima.
response to your statement that he is a conspirator in the alleged acts committed by the former president. This is actually tantamount to a declaration against interest. You may continue.
Number 3, the extraordinary nature of the claims demands an extraordinary standard of proof. Madam Chair, there is a principle recognized in law, in logic, and in common sense. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. The allegations in this written testimony are not ordinary. They include a sitting president being orchestrated as a puppet to be discarded on a predetermined schedule. Presidential assassination by poisoning as a contingency plan. A coordinated military coup involving active and retired AFP and PNP officers. The planned siege and assault of Malacanang Palace by hard militants and mercenaries, and the recruitment of underworld criminal networks to trigger civil unrest. These are not allegations, Madam Chair, of budgetary irregularities or administrative lapses. These are allegations of a massive, multi-layered conspiracy, criminal conspiracy at the highest levels of Philippine political and military life. If true, they would represent the most serious threat to Philippine democracy in recent memory. And yet, they are presented to this committee supported by nothing more than a handwritten account from a man facing serious criminal charges
If I
of
may
his own.
interrupt, Honorable Marcoleta, regardless of the nature and the amount of information that is being disclosed in the affidavits of the resource persons, our standard here is only probable cause.
Thank you,
So
Madam.
let it be placed on record that what we're trying to establish here is the existence only of probable cause. That is regardless of the amount and the nature of the information disclosed.
Madam Chair.
Honorable Tino.
Madam Chair, the Honorable Marcoleta just mentioned that he is reacting to a handwritten account, a mere handwritten account.
Affidavits that are part of the proceeding of our impeachment hearing. The first affidavit that is computerized and the supplemental affidavit that is computerized as well. So please state for the record and be certain which document are you referring to in your manifestation.
For this purpose, ma'am, I'm referring to the supplemental affidavit here.
In other words, you stand corrected
No, Madam Chair.
when you made mention about a handwritten.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry about the handwritten term.
All
Well,
right.
let me just point out na
Honorable
hindi,
Tino.
hindi po eksakto at hindi pareho ang nilalaman
That's correct.
nung supplemental at saka nung sinasabi niyang handwritten. Kaya
Opo.
hindi po pwedeng sabihin lang ni Representative Marcoleta, well, I'm actually referring to the
Okay, so please make
supplemental.
sure
When
that
I-
your manifestation
Opo.
is contained or part of the computerized two
Yes, ma'am.
affidavits of the resource person.
Opo.
You may continue.
The whole content of my manifestation refers to the supplemental affidavit.
That is a correction to what you have said earlier.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Please continue.
Madam Chair.
The Honorable Joboy Aquino and then Honorable Abante.
Madam Chair, can we limit
Yes,
The-
we are actually limited to 5 minutes per justice member. And I think you are on your 4
Ma'am,
minutes already.
Yes, ma'am.
So, with your indulgence, Honorable Marcoleta, please wind up on your
Yes, ma'am.
manifestation. You have 1 minute to wind up.
Yes. Madam Chairman, the weight of the claim must be matched by the weight of the evidence. As it stands, there is a vast and troubling gap between the two. Lastly, the timing and circumstances of this testimony raise serious questions of motive. Madam Chair, I also wish to place on record my serious concern about the timing and context of this testimony. The document is dated April 11, 2024, if I'm not mistaken, ma'am. It might be corrected on the exact date. April
Comsec, can
11?
you please confirm it if the date is April 11, 2026?
Of the supplemental affidavit.
The date of the supplemental affidavit.
May I confirm the exact date?
Kindly confirm the date. Okay, it's confirmed, April 11, 2026. April 11 ba?
Ah, okay.
Akin. Please continue, Honorable Marcoleta.
Okay, ma'am, winding up. Let me skip that part, ma'am.
Okay,
Kasi
skip.
ang
Madam
akala
Chair.
ko, this is 2024. Anyway,
Madam Chair,
Let us allow him to finish. After all, he has 1 minute left. 30
But-
seconds na nga lang.
this is very critical in the statement made by Representative Marcoleta because he said April 11, 2024. And if we can go back to the records and confirm that is what
Yes, that's
what
why
was
I
he
said it's April 11, 2026.
kaya
I
nga po
corrected
kino-confirm
Honorable
ko,
Marcoleta.
Representative Sendanya, that's why I'm verifying the actual date of the supplemental affidavit.
So for
Are you
the-
holding a copy?
Opo.
What is the date written in your copy?
It's rather, the reproduction is rather unclear, madam.
No, it's the date of signing and the date of jurat. It's April 11, 2026. Taguig City. Where did you
Okay.
get your 2024?
Dito po kasi tinignan ko sa taas eh. In witness whereof, I have here unto set my
It's
hand.
2026.
Opo. Parang
The
na...
date of signing.
Opo. Anyway,
Madam Chair, this page is on page 24. So I hope that the good gentleman would look closely at the document.
yes,
because
I
we're
am
making this reference.
actually
Thank you, Madam Chair.
skipping that.
Kindly wind up,
okay.
Honorable Marcoleta.
Okay. Specifically, I respectfully urge the committee through a manifestation to require the following before receiving this written testimony into record and giving it any substantial evidentiary weight. Number one, disclosure of whether the witness has been offered, promise, or expecting any form of
It was
legal
answered
accommodation.
already by Ramil Madriaga during the clarificatory hearing.
Yes, ma'am. Number two, identification of at least one independent, documentary, or corroborating piece of evidence that supports any single material
It will
claim
be the
in
exclusive
this written
judgment
testimony.
of the justice members in the determination of probable cause.
Number three, ma'am, clarification of how the witness, a man detained since July 2023, came to have knowledge of and access to the specific details he describes and how those details can be independently verified.
That will be a probing question already. It should happen in the trial.
It's not a question, ma'am.
But
And
that
number one.
is a statement as to what the Justice Committee should do And it goes beyond the clarificatory hearing already.
Opo.
If you were observing earlier, I've been stopping the questions of so many members to make sure that we confine this proceeding to a clarificatory hearing. So please,
Yes,
do
ma'am.
not suggest something that will go beyond
Yes, ma'am.
the intention of this
And
proceeding.
if I may take note, ma'am, the chair already called out most of the members of the committee into stating probing questions.
And you are suggesting probing actions also. The last one that you read. Unless you don't understand what you
It's a
read.
request, ma'am. It's a request. It's not
That
a
is
probing
why
question.
I am reacting to your request because your request entails probing action already.
Opo, and if I may make this observation, ma'am, halos 20 po ang kinall out po ninyo na nagpo-probe, probing questions. I don't know if the committee can still continue with a hearing na hindi nakapagtanong ng probing questions without violating with the confining to the standards of a hearing without going to a full trial. Kasi puro halos 20
This
na.
is not a trial.
Oo nga, bakit po puro probing questions ang ating tinanong? Halos 25 po yata
And
ang
that is
kinall out
why
ninyo.
we are preventing the
Opo.
justice members from raising or pursuing the probing questions.
Yes, ma'am. And if, I don't know if this is probing again, if I may be furnished a full accounting of who assisted the witness in preparing, drafting, or delivering this written testimony, and whether any party with an interest in the outcome of this proceeding was involved in that process.
I think that has been answered by Madriaga already during our clarificatory hearing.
And my final remark, Madam. Madam Chair, the impeachment of a sitting constitutional officer is among the gravest acts this House can perform. It must rest on a foundation of truth, verified, corroborated, and credible truth. A written account from a detained suspect containing sweeping and unverified allegations of
You are touching
assassination.
again on the credibility of the resource person. With all due respect, Honorable Marcoleta.
Madam Chair, I move to strike off from the records the remarks of Representative Marcoleta
There is a
pertaining to the
motion to
credibility
strike
of the
out from
witness.
the record pertaining to the statements pertaining to the credibility of the witness. Is there any second? Same has been seconded. Any objection? Hearing none, the motion is approved. Please strike out from the record all statements of the Honorable Marcoleta pertaining to the credibility of resource person Ramil Madriaga.
Baka po walang matira doon, Mama. Sana yung final lang kasi
Please
Wala nang-
understand
at
that
least the
issues
Filipino
concerning
people are watching kahit
credibility
na pina-strike out niyo yung mga
must be
statements ko.
raised in the trial
Ma'am,
and not in this clarificatory
when you were
hearing.
interviewed before the media, ma'am, sinabi nyo you're here to test the credibility
Please
of the
confine
witness.
your
Madam Chair,
manifestation
point of
to what
order.
is happening in this proceeding.
Madam Chair, point
The
of
Honorable
order.
Diaz Suarez.
Are you backpedaling?
With the permission of Congressman Marcoleta, I think we've given the gentleman enough and sufficient time to explain and expound on his position. We still have so many matters to discuss and so many resource persons have been waiting. So may I ask the indulgence of the good congressman if we can already put and conclude his position and move on with our hearing because, Madam Chair, it's 3:45 in the afternoon.
Okay.
So let's
We have given
let's not
him
labor
more than
anymore.
10 minutes already,
Besides,
although
so-
the same is protracted.
Ma'am, ako lang naman ang opposing dito oppositors.
Madam
Pagbigyan nyo
Chair,
na ako.
again, I would like to...
That is not a parameter at all, Honorable
Anyway,
Marcoleta.
one
We are
sentence.
equal in this impeachment proceeding. We do not look as to the political affiliation of the justice members. We are investigators here, conducting a clarificatory hearing for only one purpose. That is the determination of probable cause.
Thank you, ma'am. My final sentence.
Last sentence. Please be so guided.
The Filipino people are watching this proceeding. They are watching to see whether this committee will hold itself to the standard that the Constitution and the gravity of this moment demand. I am confident that the honorable members of this committee are fully capable of meeting this standard. I make this manifestation in faithful service to this institution, to the truth, and to the Filipino people. Thank you, Madam Chair.
All right, we proceed to our next witness.